Wanted to come on and do this video today because not having enough time is one of the top complaints of working mothers. And if you are a working mother, which I'm assuming you are because you're here watching this video, then you know that all too well. You know it and I know it. And the fact that we know it's an issue is great, but what's harder sometimes is to identify why exactly we're experiencing such a severe lack of time in our day. And as a working mom or a human in general, time's always going to be tight. We have a lot going on in our lives these days. But here are the top 3 reasons why you're not having enough time in your day right now. So number 1, you don't truly know how to prioritize. We all like to think we know how to do it, but when it comes down to it, we're still prioritizing way too many things. To truly narrow down our priorities to that 1, 2, 3 things in our lives that are going to make a true impact or a true difference is really hard. It's a skill that has to be practiced over and over again until it becomes easy, until you are used to focusing your attention on just those few things. Number 2, you can't focus. And this one's harder to recognize because sometimes we just don't recognize that it's taking us, 2, 3 times as long as it should to complete a task. And why is there this lack of focus? Any number of things, but the top ones are usually your typical lack of sleep, lack of movement, your brain is sluggish, it's just not firing properly, your body is not moving how it should if it's a physical task. It could be the fact that your attention is diverted to these 20 things you think are a priority and that's overwhelming you. It could be as simple as the fact that you are, you're not eating properly and you're drinking too much caffeine and you've reached that point of kind of a jittery mess. Not being able to focus means those things that we are choosing to do are taking way too long for us to do them. And number 3, you are refusing to ask for help because you see it as a sign of weakness. And I laugh a little bit because, oh my gosh, this was me to a T. I hate asking for help. I will do anything within my power to not have to ask for help. Like the things that I have done and how much harder I made it on myself is ridiculous. Those are stories for another day. But what I've come to learn is that effective leaders know how to delegate. And rather than seeing it as a sign of weakness, see it as a strength. Are you someone who is able to delegate? Chances are at work, you do that very well. You wouldn't be where you are today if you didn't know how to delegate. But are you doing that in your home? Are you able to build that team? Are you able to empower your team members so that they can do their role without needing you? So you free up that time for yourself. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a skill to be honed. So to take a step back and recap, the top 3 reasons why you're experiencing such a lack of time in your day. Number 1, you don't truly know how to prioritize it yet. Number 2, you're not able to focus. Things are taking you way longer to do than they should. And number 3, you still see asking for help as a sign of weakness rather than seeing it as a strength to know how to delegate effectively. So which one of those is the biggest roadblock for you? Maybe it's 1, maybe it's all 3. That's okay. But I want you to think for a second, what would it feel like to reclaim that time in your day? What would it feel like to have some of that time back? And if you want to learn how to overcome those roadblocks and how to gain more time in your day, then out of respect for your time, I'm going to make this really simple. Just DM me the word time. We'll chat about how Life of Excellence can help you reclaim significantly more time in your day.